This woman's wallet dropped a $1 billion ancient coin. Strangely, the coin floated in mid-air. She bent down to pick it up, but unexpectedly the next second she was transported from the 99th floor to the first floor, but the ceiling above her was perfectly intact. The police arrived at the scene and immediately sealed off the entire hotel. They found the ancient coin in a corner. Just as they were preparing to use professional instruments to examine it, the coin suddenly fell to the ground. The police had no choice but to pick it up and store it in an airtight container. Before they could investigate the origin of the coin, even stranger things began to happen. A woman was seen floating above a field. A male officer tentatively swept his hand beneath her, but found no support or force underneath her. The officer speculated that this might be related to the mysterious ancient coin. To verify the theory, the male officer untied the woman's clothes hanging on the wire. The next second the woman began to float in the opposite direction of the wind. The group quickly followed her, but what they saw next was even more unbelievable. They were all floating in the air like balloons controlled by an unseen force. They quickly sealed off the area and began searching for clues. In the depths of the forest they discovered a huge pit. Countless leaves were floating around the pit. The officer lightly touched one of the floating objects, and the next second she saw her mother, who had passed away 40 years ago. They left the scene and planned to call in specialists for investigation. However, that night while patrolling near the mysterious pit, the officers noticed two unfamiliar figures. When the figures saw the officers, they quickly swallowed something and vanished without a trace. The next day, while workers were cleaning the hotel's lawn, they discovered a transparent barrier. The worker curiously threw a rock at it, but the rock seemed to be absorbed with no sound at all. The worker quickly contacted the police, but when the police arrived, the barrier had disappeared. By 2 a.m. that night, the barrier mysteriously reappeared. The female detective attempted to communicate with the figure inside the barrier, and the next second, the figure actually responded to her.